It's because I know I started this a little later than normal and I didn't put out any kind of like, hey, I'm gonna be live. So while I'm waiting for people to show up, I'm going to do two things. Let's see here. All right. Turn this down so I don't get any. Whoops. Jerry's on. Yay. Whoops. The only person on so far is Jerry, according to my tablet. But I might be wrong. There might be somebody else here. Um, excuse me. My throat's a little itchy today, and I've been trying to do a lot of stuff. So okay, 11 people. Let me go ahead and start, even though nobody's chatting. Um, one, let me forget. Let me ask for your forgiveness because normally I try to do this closer to 6 or 7, but between dinner and Lisa coming home and just doing a lot of hard work around, well, in the morning time, Jerry and the home health assistant did some work together. Um, and then when that was over and done with, and I took a slight break. No, I didn't take a nap. Surprisingly, I usually take a nap, but today I didn't. Probably because I want to go to bed as soon as possible. Not just because tomorrow is a work day, but I'm trying to get my body, my system, my brain, the whole thing to go to bed at a decent hour and get up at a decent hour instead of like 11 o'clock in the morning. I want to actually try to get up at like um, I'm hoping to slowly start getting myself where I can wake up around 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning. That way we have more time to do stuff around the house. Um, because Jerry's health is getting better, she wants to do more around the house, which I had no problems with. Um, Hi, Wendy. It's a combination of wanting to get more done before work. That way, between whatever we do around the house project wise in the morning, and then I go to work and do my 6 hour shift. Six, yeah, about 6 hours. Um, Hello, Irene. Oh, Sheila's here. Hey, hey. But yeah, I want to be able to get up at a decent hour before 10 o'clock. Do some like spend maybe a little bit of time with Jerry over coffee and maybe some kind of quick breakfast or something like that, so we can talk about what we would like to accomplish during the day. Um, there's some there's a person in our lives, Jerry, mine, and Lisa's lives, that is coming. Her Well, no, I'm not gonna say much because I don't know if she watches my channel, but this coming Friday, we may be out of town for a day, which would be nice because I know Jerry likes to get out of town every so often, and I'm getting to the point where I want to start prepping myself for out of town trips, whether it's up to the Gasconade to camp out overnight, or go down to Tulsa or St. Louis or wherever. I'm hoping that this year, this 2023, not only will get better for everybody, health wise, but I'm hoping for the best financially. I am hoping for the best health wise. I'm hoping for the best for all our endeavors or adventures. Um, but one of the things I like to do before spring arrives is finalize all the different rooms. I mean, we're other than our camping gear and whatnot, this room is almost done. Um, so once this room is done, we can go and focus on purging the kitchen or going through stuff in other rooms to decide how we're going to deal with it. Do we really need to keep it? I mean, for the most part, we've done that in every room except for the kitchen. I think the living room. There's some things that we're gonna do in Lisa's room because she wants to be able to hang up. We're gonna go into Lisa's room, take down a bunch of the portraits and whatnot that are in there, so Lisa can hang up her stuff and make it feel a little bit more homey for her. Um, I'm actually trying to make sure everybody is happy. I know not everybody's going to be 100% happy because I mean, even though we got a lot of good stuff done in this room, I'm still waiting to finalize it so I can turn it into. I mean, it's not that it's not my happy place, but you know, we cleared out some stuff over here. There's still some stuff over here to clear out. I want to get storage bins or something like that to store the camping gear that we're not going to use or be able to store it when we're not using it so I can put it in the utility room or the shed. The shed is doing real great. I have not noticed any signs of critters, no spiders, no wasps, no mice, nothing I don't want in there has gotten in yet. Um, Actually, the wolf moon was yesterday. Um, so basically, every full moon has a name, and usually a wolf moon falls in the middle of. It's one of the many full. It's one of the full moons that falls in wintertime, and because we all know wolves don't hibernate, they go out in packs and. Sorry, I got a piece of trash down here. They go out in packs and hunt. Um, if I had the information I had once upon a time, it tells you about each individual moons and their um, animal representation, whether it's a wolf moon, a rabbit moon. There's different names for different full moons. Okay, well, I'm going to let Jerry answer that because I do not want to start something. But basically, wolf moon is like a winter moon. You know, it's a full moon during the winter time. And of course, I took advantage of it. I now have a jar of full moon water. We charge some of our newer crystals, as well as I don't know if you can see it, but we have on the either side of this middle piece we have jars of crystals um, that we charged or energized, however you want to put it. And of course, we now have display cases on either side of the middle for displaying some of our crystals. Now we have big. I have more crystals than I wanted to put on display, and they're in a storage, two different boxes, just like the ones that are out with the cubbies full of the extra larger crystals, not the crystal chips. Um, Around the world, there are many full moons names that are okay. Well, Jerry's answering questions that I can't answer. Thank you very much, honey. Um, Peggy, I can't wait for a better weather as well. I mean, it's kind of cold. There are a lot of things I want to do outside of my home. Um, One of the things I wanted to do today, but I totally forgot about it because I was so busy with the stuff inside the home that I forgot to pull down Christmas decor because today is Little Christmas. Um, oh, Margaret, you're yeah 3 a.m. Sunday, January 8th in Paris because you're across the international date line. Um, oh, your husband's watching us too. Margaret, wasn't your husband? Didn't you tell me that your husband was interested in the um, Viking stuff, information, however you want to put it? Um, oh, yeah, about her Jerry's eye appointment. Um, Margaret, I'm actually kind of surprised you're up at 3 o'clock in the morning. But Paris is gay Paris. And I don't mean the gender. I mean like the old word for happy, gay. You know, that's why when first people were talking to me about all this person's gay, and I'm like, yeah, he seems to be a very happy person. That's just me. Uh, but I've never been to Paris. I've only heard stories. I've only seen pictures. And we talk about how Vegas is a city of lights or Sin City, or whatever city. I can't remember what was it. No, New York is a Big Apple. What city in New York was it? Or not what city? There's a city here in America that's called the City of Lights. But to be honest with you, from the stories I've heard from my sister-in-law and my own gatherings, Paris would be the City of Lights because I mean you got the Eiffel Tower that's lit up. You've got all the different monuments and stuff in Paris. It's always lit up. You've got the Louvre with that spotlight that goes straight up in the air. Um, there's a lot of good things to see in Paris. Yes, I know a lot of Americans have given Paris a bad rap because and I'm pretty sure this is done and gone with and forgotten. But I've heard stories about the people in France, not just Paris, but France, don't like the American people because what's happened in the past. But I find nowadays there are more and more stories about, oh yeah, the Parisians love us Americans coming to visit and see the sights. And there's a lot of famous people who have basically relocated from the United States of America to become citizens of France. I mean, Johnny Depp, um, Madonna, a few other famous people from the U.S. that were either musicians or movie stars. Um, it is what it is. I mean, if I had their money, yeah, I would probably have a home or something like that here in the states to use when I come to visit friends and family. But I would probably be a German citizen speaking German. But that's just me. I mean, it's not that I don't like my country, my the Americas. I just don't like some of the things that happen here in the Americas. The everybody says, oh yeah, America's the best, blah 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 blah. Well, according to Forbes magazine, we're not. We're not even near the top 20. We're like top 50. Yet Norway, Denmark, Sweden, they're always competing for the top within the top five. So you kind of go, what is it they're doing better than we are? Is it the people? Is it the government? Is it just the general countryside, the general attitude, um, the expense? I don't know. is it is the way it is, and I deal with what I have. So, just being funny. Let's see here. Let me catch up on a couple comments. Um, Stephanie Stash. Okay, hi. Um, uh, let's see here. We got about an hour to go. We took a chance. Um, we took a chance you would go live. Yeah, I'm a little late in my going live. I can believe it. I mean, like I said, I've seen a lot of pictures of various parts of France, and it's, don't get me wrong. I mean, personally, I think all of Europe is breathtaking. I mean, Swiss Alps, German Black Forest, castles of Germany, the beautiful landscape and wine fields and fields and fields of wine growing grapes in various parts of Europe. I mean, so it's one of those things where it's like I have seen a lot of different sites here in the states. I mean, I've seen Yellowstone twice, worked Yellowstone twice. I've seen the Grand Canyon, even though parts of it I was like, "Where there at? Oh, we're there. Okay." Um, like you get me in a moving car, and when I was younger, I wasn't a driver, so I'd sleep most of the time. Um, okay, I you know I can sit here and say, yeah, there's a great deal of things that are great about our country, but then there are other things that are just kind of like we can do better if we change certain things. We can do better over there if we change certain things. We can learn a lot from our European neighbors. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, yeah, there are times where I look at this country and go, yeah, um, my book says we're in a doghouse. Things aren't going smoothly. They're kind of sliding downhill at a ever increasing incline. But I got nothing wrong with America. I mean, I sometimes look around and go, you know what? There's so many good things about America, even in my own state. Depending on what kind of adventure you're looking for, or what kind of outdoor things you want to do, there's all the different rivers to go floating on. You can go to St. Louis and see their different sites in the Arch. We've got the Gasconade River. We've got the Big Piney, the Little Piney. We've got all kinds of caverns to go exploring. We've got St. Louis Zoo, the St. Louis Science Center, St. Louis Arts Museum. Um, okay, all right. Um, so I can't say there's not there. I mean, I can't say that we have a lot of like lesser history or lesser um, things to do in our country. But then you've got to look at all the other stuff. How's our country being ran compared to other countries? How is our economy, you know, according, compared to not according to, but compared to any other country in the country, any other country in the world? I mean, yeah, there's a lot of places like South America. There's a lot of things going on down there that really could put a damper on their tourism. But at the same time, I was like, in May I'm getting ready to go on my first ever cruise to the Bahamas. Now I never thought about going to the Bahamas because one of the first stops we're going to is Bermuda. Well, what is Bermuda known for? The Bermuda Triangle. Well, I don't know nothing else. And it kind of makes me go, are we gonna disappear in a triangle? Are we gonna have some? Who knows? Um, I mean, I had imagined that if I were to go on my first ever cruise, it would be, from Seattle, Washington to Alaska and back, or maybe a very, very long trip from, like, let's say Maine or New York to Norway, across the upper Atlantic. Leave America, stop somewhere in Newfoundland or Upper Canada, and then go across from there to Greenland, then to Iceland, and then along the coastline of Finland to Oslo or someplace like that. You know, or if I had the money, you know, fly out to Denmark and take a trip from Denmark through the fjords of Norway down to Ireland, and maybe jump over from Ireland to Scotland and back down, back up to Ireland, and then down along the eastern coast of Ireland and in Britain, and then back to Denmark to jump on a plane to come home. I'm not fortunate for either one, so I was like, hey, I'm getting it. I'm getting the cruise for pennies to the dime because my in-laws helping me out. Um, Mainly because they wanted to take Jerry on a cruise, and Jerry asked them, "Can Jim come along?" And they said, "Yeah, if you can come up with X amount of money." And I told Jerry, if we can't, I'm not worried about it. We'll get you. We'll get you from St. Louis Airport to LaGuardia, and they can pick you up in LaGuardia, and then whatever, you know. Because I was, my mind was like, okay, if we take a flight, then it's like, no, no, we can't afford a flight. So it's like, all right, if we drive up to New York, um, where, where are we going to park the car? What are we going to do with the van? And Jerry knows I can't do the drive, so talked to talked to Lisa, and Lisa said, "Yeah, I can drive you guys up there, and then I can go down and spend some time visiting family in Georgia." Yes, Lisa just got back today. Um, I, I have a lot of dreams and whatnot for 2023. I have some New Year's resolutions that I'm working on. There's a lot of things going on in my life in general that I hope are for the better, for more positive reasons. Um, Because I'm going to say it. I'm tired of the negative Nillies. I'm tired of the negative energy. I'm tired of just people who don't want to sit there and go, okay, that's, he's doing his thing. He's living his life. No, they want to pick apart my life and my videos and my wife and her videos, and it's just like I'm tired of it. You know, Jerry's tired of it. I'm tired of it. Might be a fox, might be another cat, Jerry. But I I'm doing a lot of things that may seem odd to other people, may seem dangerous to some people, but you know what? I'm living my life. And I will tell you one thing, I have learned a lot of things just living my life the way I want to. And yeah, sometimes I get bit, but it's a learning lesson. Um, and I, oh, it's kicking. Okay. Um, I just want to live my life. And if my life seems a little bit difficult to some people or makes some people think I'm doing it wrong, well, that's fine, Danny. I might be doing it wrong in your eyes, but the thing is, no matter what I'm doing, right, wrong, I I learn from my mistakes. That's one of the things I am happy about. That I do learn from my mistakes, and yeah, I might try to do it. I might try to do it again, but maybe I'll do it a little bit differently, just to um, you know, I'm I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. No matter what nobody says to me. Even Jerry knows that if I want to do certain things my way, there is very little talking me out of it. It's one of those things where it's like, if I am adamant about doing things my way, it's best to just step back. Let me make a mistake or two. I will learn from those mistakes, and I will continue to living my life for me, for my wife, for my family. I don't live it for nobody else. My job knows that if something were to happen here at home that was an emergency, or Jerry needed me here for whatever reason, and no, I'm not trying to throw Jerry Ann under the bus, but if I get a phone call from Jerry Ann saying, I need you to come home as soon as possible, I don't wait for permission from my supervisor. I just say, hey, I've got to leave now for a family situation, and that's it. I did that in New York. I'll do that here. To me, family is foremost. Job comes somewhere down the line. The way I was raised, the way my father taught me, and the way I still live is, it's basically God, family, and then all things last. First you deal with with your prayers or your hopes and whatnot through God, and then you deal with your family. You know, I don't think God's going to intervene or get upset if I decide to deal with my family first and foremost. As for the rest of the world, my job, people who think I should be all about the job and nothing else outside, nothing else except for the job. No, job does not come home with me. Job does not sleep with me. Job does not take care of my emotions or other physical needs. You know, nobody at my nobody at my job is going to rub my back. Nobody at my job is going to rub my feet when I take my shoes off and my feet are hurting. The job is something I do to have an income, and that's it. Oh yeah, I go to work and I have fun. I get along with my coworkers, but they're not, they're not my life. They're not important. Um, but I'm just kicking. That's kind of exactly what's been happening around here. We've done a couple spell jars. I meditate. I use medical marijuana now for um, basically for my anxieties, my depression, helping me go to sleep, my pain. Um, I find it all useful, and I don't care what other people say, but I don't think anything's wrong with marijuana, because I mean, if you use marijuana straight up, um, or it's oils or whatnot for edibles, um, it's a feel good drug. It won't cause anybody to go crazy and sell all their stuff for a joint. Um, but the only thing about marijuana that might happen is you'll have your marijuana, and then within an hour or two you get the munchies and you eat yourself out of house and home, or at least out of food, and then you have to spend that extra money to get more food. But um, but I mean, there was a joke. Robin Williams talked about how back in 80 something or other, they took a medal from a Olympian skier, and they said, "Well, we found traces of marijuana." marijuana ain't gonna do nothing to help. It's not a performance enhancer unless you got a big giant Twinkie at the finish line. That's the only thing that I mean, guy on marijuana skiing, no big deal. A guy in Olympics skiing, marijuana, no big deal. It's not a performance enhancer. The big deal is if somebody's at the end of the line with a big old dump truck full of munchies going, "Hey, come and get it! Come on, come on, come on! Yeah, come and get it! Yeah, you're gonna win! Come and get it!" Otherwise, it's not gonna do anything to really enhance your performance. Only some, most okay. It's okay. Yeah, it's something from the earth. I mean, marijuana. Marijuana when it was first discovered, and I don't even know when. It was like I'm guessing and joking at the same time. The first person to smoke marijuana, and can I say, and somebody probably went, "Oh, dude, you're looking a little bummed out. Here, try some of this." I feel good now. Hmm. There's a purple elephant over there. Can I go over there and play with it? That's the worst marijuana is going to do to you is make you very hungry or make you hallucinate. Especially if you take marijuana and mix it with peyote, that would be a wild high. Um, but I do it mostly for medical purposes to help me calm down, help me relax, help me go to sleep, help me get to the point where I don't feel any pain and I can go out and do whatever needed to be done as long as it wasn't causing other kinds of issues, which oh okay. Sorry, I just want to make sure there's no questions for me. Um, now now that it's legalized, both medical and recreational is legalized here in the state of Missouri. I could probably go down and go down to a local dispensary and get some. And I don't know if there's any kind of paperwork to fill out or if there's a questionnaire or what the deal is. Um, but I know from other people who've gone to dispensaries, you can go in there and you can sit there and go, "Hey, I'm looking for medical grade type marijuana for pain," or "I'm looking for medical grade marijuana for anxiety, depression, whatever." Um, they'll hook you up basically. It might cost a little bit of money, but they'll get you what you need because it's there the dispensary locked up. Um, Now, as for recreational, I don't know what that is. I've never really dealt with marijuana until, well, combination. Jerry, Jerry discovered that she can get it, and she can get the medical grade for her aches and pains and her anxiety and well, let's just put it this way: I don't abuse it. Um, I take it once in a blue moon. Like last night, I did a 2 to 10 shift, and I was hurting from head to toe. And when Jerry asked me where doesn't it hurt, and I went, I got two places where it doesn't hurt. One of them is the tip of my nose, the other one I'm not even gonna say. But she suggested I take a gummy and a puff off of her pen, which had marijuana oil in it. But I I well, hold on a second. Yeah, she likes her pen. Um, that's good for like anxiety. If I'm feeling angst up or just like because I'm having a mental breakdown, or one of those days I come home from work and I'm just like, knock me out. Um, the funny thing is that when I had an edible and a shot from her pen, um, it knocked me out. I took it. I played maybe an hour's worth of games and then passed out. Um, the only the only thing is because if I don't sleep long enough, like something wakes me up, like hey, 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 you're getting old, you need to use the bathroom, which happened last night. Um, basically, it makes when I try to walk, I look like I'm drunk, not stoned, drunk, because I'm just like, okay, yeah, there's my foot, okay, one foot, okay, it's kind of comical. But yeah, Jim, do you have a prescription for miracle marijuana? This is the first I've heard you mention you smoke marijuana. Um, Thankfully, I don't need prescriptions or anything like that for medical marijuana. Now that it's legalized in the state of Missouri, I can just go into a dispensary, and at least I'm thinking I do. I'm thinking I can just go into the dispensary and ask for a particular type of marijuana, or marijuana for particular problems, and yeah, I just tried it after it became legal here in the state. So I don't here in Missouri we don't need prescriptions now that it's legalized. Bill was passed back in December, or mid to late December. I can't remember. Yeah, Jerry Ann brung potato chips from Vegas that has a byproduct of the marijuana, and I tried some of that, and I was just like, tastes like barbecue chips. There's no after effect, no aftertaste like the gummies or some of the other edibles I sampled and went, yeah, don't like the flavor. Um, yeah, you can do that here. You can do well. I don't know about smoke shops, but I know you can get it here legally now. Sorry if this is a double post. Why are they cutting your hours at work? Oh, what happened last week is somehow they made a mistake, and what it is my supervisor doesn't deal with the schedule. One of her superiors deals with the schedule, and then she sends off the suggested schedule to her boss, and then the people in wherever their headquarters is makes the final decision. So my hours somehow got cut. Nobody knows why. But because we had a number of people either quit or get fired, I was able to scoop up extra hours throughout the week. So I worked 2 days, 2 to 10, 2 days, 2 or 3 days, 4:30 to 10. So I ended up getting my hours back by leaps and bounds. I might even have some extra hours that I worked without realizing it, but it was just a simple mistake. There was no okay, back in November it became legal. All right, but yeah, they don't know why that happened. It was just a simple clerical error on somebody's part. But I was able to reclaim my hours, and then this coming week, starting tomorrow, basically, I'm back to my usual Sunday to Thursday 4 to 10. Um, so in the long run, it worked itself out. That's good. That you hours back. Okay, yeah. Um, you said you use it for anxiety. Um, I don't know if that's to me or Jerry, but yeah, we both use her pen for anxiety reasons. The gummies are, for the most part, painkillers. They basically help with pain. Um, but yeah, like I said, I don't use it on a regular basis. I use it when I'm either overly anxious or in a lot of pain. Um, don't the crystals help with anxiety? Yes, I use both crystals and the marijuana. The thing is, I have a pouch that I carry with me in my pants pocket when I leave my home. That the crystals or the rocks that are in there, whether they're crystals or minerals, um, I have a couple for anxiety. I have a couple for basically different purposes, including I'm a Libran, so I have one or two stones that help balance Librans because of if somebody who's a Libra is out of balance, it could depending on what direction the pendulum swings, depends on what goes on. I mean, for me, if I'm out of balance, there's a lot of anxiety. There's a lot of like, I'm not gonna have time. I'm not gonna be able to do this. I'm not gonna, and I'm just overestimating what's going on, and I overestimate time, and I just get anxious because there's not enough time, or time's running out before I have to do some, I have to go off and do, go to work or something of that nature. So, yeah, I do both. Um, hey, Maddie. Um, isn't it illegal to transport medical marijuana over state lines? Um, I'm not really sure. I mean, I've been told that if you have a medical card, basically, you can travel over the state lines, but it also depends on the different rules and regulations over from state to state. Like in Nevada, it's basically like here in Missouri now. It's basically there is no legal technicalities as long as there is no harm or foul. No, in other words, I mean, I would not smoke marijuana or do anything with marijuana if I was driving. Because if something gets impaired due to the marijuana, and I get tested for it, that's an arrest. That's probably an arrest, and probably I will get any kind of uh, uh, they may revoke my privileges to purchase marijuana. Um, but it really it really depends on each state. Uh, okay, only transporting for sale. Uh, Angie, from what I understand, as long as it's for personal use, you will not get in trouble unless that particular state has to have a permit or something like that. Um, your candles cracked me up that you showed from the trip you took. I saw somebody I'd like to at least lessen the amount. Oh, sorry, my Alexa is having problems. Uh, I'm not going to argue the point, Angie. I just know what I know, and I know I have not heard anybody getting in trouble. Yeah, that's what I thought, Riley. As long as you're traveling through other states, it's not illegal. Um, are we talking about the marijuana or the crystals, Remington? I can definitely tell the effects right away. I mean, like within, especially with the pen, within moments of inhaling the vapors, I start to feel relaxed and more at ease unless I start having a coughing attack. It's one of the reasons why I don't use the pen that often because um, of my bronchial breathing issues. If I inhale too much, I start coughing like crazy. As for the crystals, uh, let me just say that the crystals are a combination of believing in them and believing what the effects they are supposed to have on your, I would say more your spirit or your psyche than your physical body, unless you're doing a intense um, chakra therapy. And I don't mean shock as an electrical shock. Oh, I was talking about getting a candle. Well, the candle is one of those kind of like I personally think they work. When I burn certain candles that have specific meaning or specific purposes, it's a combination of believing in yourself as well as believing in the healing power or the um, gifts, I guess you'd say, that the candles are supposed to render unto the user. Let's see here. That's true. The maddening at times. I always seem to be the one God requires to change, not the person acting a fool. Um, Remington, yeah, I understand what you're saying right there, but how do I explain this? I wish Jerry was here. I don't know if Jerry's still here, but see, the thing is, what Jerry Ann and I work with are all natural. We don't use we are not doing anything artificial. We're not doing anything that is um, endangering anybody. Um, we do it all for good, intense purposes. Um, I've tried to explain time and time again to people that all the items that we use in spellcraft or spell jars or anything like that are natural. In fact, do you realize that a number of your household ingredients that you might use for everyday seasoning can be used as ingredients for spell jars, like rosemary, sage, basil, bay leaf, um, lemongrass, nutmeg, cinnamon sticks. Um, but you know, let's see what we got. In regards to the candle helping silence somebody causing problems, Jim, that's what I mean. Um, you know what? Let's just put it this way. I don't know if it worked on the person we had intended to. Coral or Silence, however you want to put it. Um, I have not gone to their channel, and Jerry doesn't go to their channel, so we don't know if it worked on them or if it just made us less interested in looking at their bumpkins. So, without going and looking at their channel and potentially getting upset, I don't know. Um, but since I haven't heard anything from them or about them or anything like that lately, I'm assuming it worked. In fact, I have two candles similar to the one that we're talking about. One of them is just poof, and another one is called shut your mouth. And I have not done anything like, basically you're supposed to take those candles and inscribe on the candle with a scrying pen or anything that you can basically carve into your candle the person's names that you want it to potentially work on, and just burn it. You got to let it burn all the way, and I don't know if you're supposed to burn it all the way in one setting or if you can do it multiple times to make it work. I don't know, but it's one of those. I don't know if Joanne has you blocked, Autumn. Um, what was your question? Maybe I can reply on it. Because she might have answered your question, but you didn't realize it. So, well, that's the thing is, if like the one candle I have is called "Shut Your Mouth," if I had put certain names on it and burnt it all the way, um, the only way I would know if it was working or not is to go to that person's YouTube channel and see what's been going on. Um, so, like I said, I wouldn't know unless I were to check it out myself. Uh, yes, Autumn, she did answer that question. Bodhi, who is the person we talk about as our spiritual advisor, she's also a shaman. She does a lot of making concoctions that are supposed to be helpful for your for the problems you have. The stuff that is called dragon snot sounds like a weird name, but it looks like brown snot. Um, we have used it on on Jerry several times, and it does it has done some good work. I mean, let's just say it's kind of hard to tell improvement when you look at it every day. You're always dealing with it. But the one or two times that Jerry has used it, yeah, it burned, it stung, it for a short period of time it made her feel uncomfortable. But then that night when we took off the bandage on the second time, first time you're supposed to leave it open to the air. The second time we covered it with bandages, it did look like it was a lot less angry. It's the only way I can describe it. Um, in the United States, the federal government still classifies marijuana, even medical marijuana, as a Schedule I controlled substance. Oh, control. Um, I don't think no. Most of the federal government recognizes the benefits of medical marijuana, so they don't consider that a controlled substance. It is a substance for a whole lot of different medical cures. Works with cataracts, works with diabetes, works with anxiety, depression, a multitude of different medical not cures, but medical issues. So I'm sorry, I'm going to have to say LOLO 29. you need to study some of your governmental bylaws. You have a candle that says "Shut your mouth." Yeah, yes, I do. Oh, right there. Shut your mouth. But I am, you know, what was it? Okay. Um, have you noticed that the chicken foot helping with money, either to bring it in or help keep from losing it? I'm too spooked to get one, but would love to know if it helps your finances. Um, Jerry does most of the finances, so you'd have to talk with her, um, because I get my numbers out of whack, and I just um, so I don't know. But it's federally legal, illegal, legal. I don't know. The poop candle name is funny. Yeah. Um, let's see here. It tells you on the bottom what it's supposed to. Basically, it's saying that this candle, this vanishing formula, works um, faster than spontaneous combustion and isn't nearly as messy. The person who made the candle basically wrote that on there, and she gives some more information on the back about the candle. But yeah, it's kind of funny because basically it's one of those like, okay, so if I scry the names or yeah, the names or whatever I want to disappear totally, I'd be interested to see what happened. But anyhow, oh boy, oh yeah, I'm gonna actually give you guys a show of that in a second, but all right, let me just go through this real quick. This Jerry's not perceiving anything that's negative, which is good because I have not been keeping track. Actually, how much time? I'm already a little bit over an hour. Um, oh, Becky's here. Oh, there she is. Yeah, hi, Becky. Sorry. Um, okay. What books have you been reading lately, Jim? Well, to be honest with you, Sheila, I've been having trouble reading books because my mind lately has been so, I can't say disfocused, but I've got so much on my mind that sometimes it's very hard to concentrate. I would have to literally come in here and put on like some kind of music that I use for meditation, whether it's natural sounds, thunder, woodsy sounds, something to help keep my mind from being like going crazy. Um, I had don't know what happened to it. It might have been one of the mini album or CDs that got lost because of Hurricane Sandy. But I had a CD that was an hour long CD of nothing but the sounds of nature. 30 minutes worth of like daylight sounds, like various different chipmunks or woodpeckers or birds or hawks or various daytime animals, and then as it slowly switched to the evening, the last 30 minutes, you hear like owls and wolves and loons and other like nighttime nature animals. Um, and I wish I could find that, but I have found one or two on Amazon Music that is equivalent to what I had. Not quite the same and not quite as long. So, but one of the books I've been working on lately, because I'm kicking will know what I'm doing, but I am taking from my jar spell book and transcribing the spells that I want to use into my own personal grimoire or Book of Shadows. Basically, it's a book that we Wiccans use to write down our favorite spells and um, how to create the jar spells and the ingredients and all that fun stuff. So yeah, we've been working on some of those, and I've been writing them down in my own personal book. Uh, but I'm slowly getting to that point where I can start doing jar spells. Hannah, hello. Hope you have. Yes, I've been having a great evening. Yeah, hold it. Put your intentions in the universe while holding it, etc. Um, I don't know what that's about, Jerry, but yeah. Um, let's see here. Sorry, I'm catching up on some of the comments because I want to see what's going on. Seeing people here from all over the world. Yeah. Well, you know what's really funny is Paris, France is like every country in Europe seems to have something that everybody wants to go see. Paris is one of the cities in Europe that has a lot to see in one small city. Um, creating magic, Mary met. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Okay, wasn't sure you were. Or oh, okay. Let's see here. Remington, yikes! I am too scared to hold one. Oh, must be talking about the chicken foot. Lisa needs her green chair. Oh, I put Lisa's chair in your craft room on accident. Oh shoot! I did not know this, but my phone just told me I've got 20 minutes or 20% worth of bat, so I got to end this pretty soon. I will try to go back and look at all these different comments and whatnot, so I can maybe answer some of them. How's my foot? My foot is okay. My foot hurts time to time again, so it's like one of those. Eh. Um, but I'm gonna start to wind this down before my phone dies on me and we just get knocked off. Um, yeah, I'm sorry, Remington. If I had my charger set up, oh, maybe I do, and I just don't realize it's. Nope. I don't know what. I don't know what I just got. Somebody Jerry just yelled from the other room, and I'm like, what? Okay, let's see if I can get this plugged in someplace. Okay. Ah, let me just get this swipe switched and all this fun stuff. Nope, I'm gonna have to undetach it. Hold on a second, folks. My phone while charging it, but I cannot. Um, Alexa, what's my notification? Okay. See if I can do this real quick. Nope, I can't because. I'm sorry, folks. I'm just. I don't want to get off this either, so I'm trying to find a way to plug my phone in, talk to you guys, and keep from having my phone die. There we go. Ah! Don't go falling in the hole. Got some. You know what? That's fine. I'll just fix this. Oy. All right, let's get back to my tablet so I can see what you guys are talking about. Um, Sorry for the dizziness. Yeah, I'm sorry, Remington. I've had a lot of people say when you say her name, she reacts. So, uh, oh, that's surprisingly a lot of people can see certain person that I just removed because they were just making no sense and um, Margaret, I can understand not sharing your video, your pictures and whatnot with everybody. Um, sometimes those pictures are very precious moments that you want to keep to yourself. Um, Ouch. But I'm gonna do something real quick, which means moving my phone again. So kind of forgive me for all the dizziness, but somebody wanted to see this up close. We finalized some of the stuff today. We've got our display crystals. We got the little jars for the different spell jars we have. We've got. I don't want to call it an altar because that would be. I don't know. That would maybe cause some problems with some people who just don't like the idea of what I do or what I'm doing. But mm, oh, yeah, I hooked up a charger, Remington, so I can stay on here a little bit longer. Um, I don't know how much longer because it is approaching 68 minutes and oof, almost 9:30, and I want to get off to go enjoy some game time before I go to bed. Um, yeah, I'm trying to add Remington, but it could take a long time for my video to set up. Oh, is there 100 people? Oh, there was. Okay, 95 people with 12 thumbs up. Well, kicking it just jumped up from 9 to 12. So hey, um, there should be a. Oh, you want okay? Well, Sheila, we did. Jayan did a spell jar for the new year because there's a recipe that we found on Pinterest for a New Year's spell jar. So she made one up, and Um, Jerry made one for herself. I can't remember what it was, so it's up to Jerry to tell you. But that's what we've done so far. I have. Oh, where'd my information go? Where'd my book go? First off, where'd my book go? Where's the other book? Uh oh. Um, I hope I can find that book because there are recipes in it that I want to. Oh, there it is. Okay. Okay, Jerry made one for good health. So basically, what I have, this is my little grimoire. Um, I know I'm probably not supposed to share that with you, but I don't know. And officially I don't worry about it. But there is a recipe in here for. Oops. Let's. Wait a minute. Wait a second, folks. I'm sorry. Okay, that's tips. Here's the New Year's jar, spell jar, basically, which we did, and um, I could tell you the different ingredients and whatnot, and how to set up the jar. Then there's a peaceful spell jar, which is just to create peace around you in your home. Uh, a success spell jar for having success at work or whatever. Antidepressant spell jar, anti anxiety spell jar. Those are some of the spells that we pulled from Pinterest. There are several people who are very like minded and have their own spells. But this right here, which is a really good book to have, and we got this off of Amazon. And I've already kind of marked some of the spells that I would like to do here in the near future. I have one that is for personal protection, one for protection of the house. What's that other one? Which is spell bottle for negative vibes. It's basically to keep them away. Can't tell what that noise was. Um, there's one here for protection of the family. One for protecting the house from spells or from spirits, not spells. I'm sorry. Oops, I have an invader. What's that?
The bottle I made
Oh, you all right?
Yeah, just wanted to
Okay.
bring it to you.
This is a little spell jar that Jerry made for herself for her health, and we have these stamps that we can use to stamp symbols into the melted wax, which she put pair of hands opening up, open hands to the sun is in the middle in between the two hands. Um, but yeah, there's quite a few spells in here or spell jars in here that I want to work on. Um, I'm thinking because Jerry said something earlier about like videotaping us making our jars, and I'm thinking that might be um, something we work on. Are there any spell jars for chronic pain? Um, to be honest with you, Becky, I don't know, but Pinterest is full of great ideas and how to make this or the spell components. Um, yes, we did it where we set this up where there's a spot that Jerry can sit down. Before she goes to start anything, she can pull the herbal ingredients out of the jar and then put this platform that we have in front of the apothecary table, and all the crystals we may need are out in their little jars on display. We are, because there are several spells that call for certain kinds of essential oils that we don't have, we're in the process of either buying them on Amazon, or what I would like to do, this is just me though, is I found a book on Amazon that teaches you how to make your own essential oils. I kind of want to buy that, but at this point in time, it's like, what's cheaper, buying the actual the oils, or trying to create them yourself, or buying them at any of the different shops that I go to that sell this stuff. Um, hey, Kathy. Um, let's see here. Okay. Sounds like a great idea. So everybody seems to be on board with the idea of us doing the spell jars on camera. Um, Jerry, I was like, looks like I'm missing another life. Well, Kathy, just towards the end. Oh, come on, Daisy, out. Sorry, out. I still don't want the cats in here just yet because there are still some things that they can get into and get hurt by. Uh, let's see here. Sorry. Do you drink the spell jars? No. Because the spell jars are a mixture of various, like, there's some crystals in here, there's some herbs in here, but they are not for drinking. Mm-mm. No. If I were going to make something with my apothecary to drink, it would be like teas and whatnot, which I haven't gotten into that area just yet. Um, Thanks for bringing it to Jim. Oh, um, yeah. Is there a benefit to the type of spells? Hold on a second, folks. Um, is Whoa, wait a minute. Okay, here it is. Is there any benefit to the type of spells that can be ingredient, I wonder, versus a jar that stays around? Most of the jars do stay around. We don't, like Jerry carries her little health bottle around with her. The New Year's bottle is stuck on a shelf up there. Um, a lot of times you don't. A lot of times when you make the spell, depending on your instructions, like the jar spell book that I have, it basically tells me make this, bury it under, bury it on your property to protect your home, or make this and put it in a place that it will not be disturbed, either dark. Like, I can put it behind books. I can put it behind decor up there on my shelf. Um, a lot of them are just like make it, put it in a place that's out of sight, out of mind. You have to have belief or faith that they do work. Um, I love to see Jerry Ann up. Yeah, oh yeah, I love when she's up and mobile. Yeah, spell jar vlogging. I love the idea. Okay, yeah, kicking. I think it would be great because not only will we be able to show you what we make, the process of making it, and explaining, especially Jerry, she can explain it better than I can. Explaining after she does it by voiceover, I have to learn how to step by step do what I'm doing, and then explain to you what my step was or what I just did. Nice if you guys do that together. Um, some of the spell jars have to be done by an individual because if two people work on the same jar, it could muddle the energies that we put into the jar. Like every item you put in the jar, after you put the item in the jar, you have to hold on to the jar, close your eyes, put your intentions for the item or for the jar in after each item. So, and then you can't say it out loud. It has to be internalized, and um, it's kind of hard to do that. Um, sorry, I'm trying to read um, some of this stuff. Let's see here. I like it. Yes, I'd like to see you do spell jars. Okay. Did Lisa's grandsons follow the rule? Oh yeah. I. You know what? For the most part, when they were here, I was either at work or doing my own thing. Mainly because me and kids don't always mix well. Um, but they were very mannered. I mean, yeah, every so often it'd be like, inside voice, don't run around the house, don't slam the doors. You don't have to do that. But otherwise, they were good. Definitely should do a live slash video together. Um, we do live videos together every so often. I don't think we can do a live together while making spell jars. But I'll talk to somebody that will give me a yes no maybe depends type deal. Uh, Seeing you make spell jars would be cool, interesting, and very cool. All right. Let's see here. Autumn. Once you use a spell jar, is it done and that one doesn't work anymore? No. No. You can make as many spell jars as you want of the same type. Um, like I said, it depends on the intention for the jar. Like, let's say I wanted to make three different protection jars, and one's got my intentions for me, the other one I might make with intentions for Jerry or for mom. That does not mean the first one that was made is negated or out of commission. It just means it has different intentions for a different person. Um, so, what type of evidence of those items work have you seen so far? Well, I'll be honest with you. Oh, come on. Why is this not working? Oh, I know why. Yeah, 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 yeah. Gotta turn on the power first, James. Jerry's jar that she made herself for her better health. Sorry, I thought I lost something for a second. I've seen it work. She made this about a week or so ago, and I'm seeing it take effect. But like Jerry says, hold on. Jerry actually said it down here. It's a lot of it is faith based. You have to have faith in what you're doing. You have to have faith in that it will work for you. Um, so it's a combination of believing in yourself, believing in the ingredients, and then believing that it will work. Um, so yeah, that I mean, you really have to have some belief in faith in what's happening. Um, let's see, what is this room? That makes sense. It seems like one wound would end up really. Yeah. I mean, it's like Christianity. We read the Bible. We know what the Bible says. We know what the Bible says Jesus does for us and what his purpose is. It's the same thing with this kind of thing. You have to have faith in the ingredients. You have to have faith in the one who created the ingredients, which is God. And then you have to have faith that it will work for your betterment, for your benefit. So just like believing in Jesus, you have to be willing to believe in the natural ingredients that are put into to these jars. Really, I just learned something. um, yes, two different energies could have an effect. True. Right, exactly. But I'm always hard on my. You know what, Remington? I understand that. I didn't even have to read the rest of your sentence there, but because I am hard on myself, we are literally our own worst judges. I mean, yeah, I get mad at people who judge me, but then I sit there and go, wait a minute, I'm judging myself harder than these people. These people don't even know what's going through my head when I make a mistake, especially when it's pointed out or I realize it, because then I'm like, oh man, how did I do that? When did I do that? Why did I do that? You know. Let's see here. Chain, you're lucky to have one of your besties with you. Um, I don't know if it's like hypnosis. I mean, I don't think there. I was in high school when one of my teachers brought a gentleman in for hypnosis, and I was very susceptible to this gentleman's suggestions and whatnot. And I'm pretty sure if I was asked under hypnosis certain questions, I would probably answer them without thinking about it. But it's not really hypnosis. It's one of those faith based type systems or methods. I get you. Yeah, so you must make sure you don't undo what you've put in put out by casting down doubt when it comes. I don't think anyone can prevent negative thoughts. You know, that's the thing is, I mean, when when Jerry and I came in here to work on some of the spell jars that she wanted to do, and I just kind of sat back and watched because she already knew what she wanted to do. She already had it in her mind in the whole 9 yards, and um, I really watched her just to see how she was doing it, and I realized the way she explained it to me is almost like a Catholic thing because Catholics have all these different rituals and all these different steps and whatnot to do their masses and their you know, I'm going to use the word tending to their flock because I mean there's a lot to take care of before you deal with the masses. There's a lot of things, a lot of preparation and a lot of ceremony and a lot of things that happen um, before, during, and after a mass. So it's one of those things where I watched how Jerry, you know, put her energies into her health bottle um, with each individual ingredient. And I was, not only was I impressed because she took it to a level that I didn't even think about taking it. I knew that when I was ready to start doing spell jars, that I would have to. I mean, I have my own rituals that are already in my head. I would either burn sage or burn incense to cleanse any negativity out of the room, out of myself. Try to sit there and focus positivity into me so I can do my spell jar with no negative thoughts or no negative energy. So it's one of those things where it's like you have to get into a routine where your mind is clear of all thought. Your focus is just on what you're doing spell jar for the spell jar. So it's like one of those. It's you know, I don't want to say repetition because I don't have a repetition right now. Because if I had a repetition, I'd be and do it. It's knowing what you're going to do, knowing what your intentions are when you're doing it, and being able to have a cleansed, positive room or energy source or cleansed area. So it's one of those things. Um, Jim, do you sit outside under the light of the wolf moon last night? No, I did not. It was too cold for me to do that. It was, by the time I got home from work, one, I was tired, but it was like 30 or lower. And I was like, I'm too tired to sit out. I mean, I would have loved to, but no, I did not. Let's see here. I'm sorry, these questions are coming. Let's see. Jim, wish me luck. I am trying to read the Bible in a year chronologically, following a guide on YouTube. Well, good luck, Sheila. I mean, reading it chronologically is very difficult unless you've got a guide. But it sounds like you said you have a guide, so I wish you the best of luck. Because there's sorry, Jerry was trying to call me. I think she's trying to get me to get off, which I understand. Um, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get off here because I'm just gonna answer this one question real quick to Remington. Basically, the wolf moon is the first moon of the year, usually in January during the wintertime. Each month during the full moon has its own specific name and what its meanings are. You can probably find this information up on YouTube. Um, so I'm going to go ahead and get off as much as I don't want to. So uh, even Jerry wants me to wrap it up. She sent me a text message and tried to call me. So like I said, I'm going to go ahead and let this just be the last hurrah for the night. So I will see you guys hopefully tomorrow. Um, Maybe sometime really soon, Jerry Ann and I can sit down and like plan a day or something like that to do a spell jar or two. So we'll see what happens in the near future. Anyhow, hope you guys have a good night. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Bye.